hasn't had sex? Even I have had sex. Otherwise, why is my name Mrs. Mabona? But you cannot use, even today I've had. What is the big deal if I've had? And if you think there's a problem, report to the nearest police or report me to...
What is out of order? Hold on, Honorable Dende.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do apologize for the Chair of Budget, who is my chair. I don't want to interrupt him. But, Madam Speaker, I don't think it is in order for Honorable Soro to be physically making sexually suggestive gestures in this House. He is pointing to his penis in this House while pointing at Honorable Fatuma. It is completely out of order. It is abhorrent. It is backward. Madam Speaker, it is not allowed in this House.
Order.
We don't even know whether he performs. What is he showing us here?
Order, Honorable Milly.
Finally, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that my good friend Honorable Ichungwa must tell us whether he's also of the LGBTQ community because of his preoccupation with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. That guy is a man, bwana. Don't be too preoccupied with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta.
Be in your place, Honorable Milly.
No, the Honorable Milly may not want to hear this, but young members like the Honorable Njeri Minor from Kirinyaga, who is calm and willing to learn from older members, ought to see more and better maturity from the older members. And I would really beg.
Honorable Speaker, you know, Milly Odhiambo is a very good senior lawyer, and I am wondering what is happening on the floor of Parliament, because we are here to learn as young members. Honorable Speaker, I hereby second.
The Honorable Njeri Maina.
So I just want to encourage my loving sister Njeri. Please learn from me. I am serving my third term, senior most woman member of Parliament, Honorable
Super North, Milly Grace Odhiambo. Super South, Karori Omondi.
I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, that
Honorable
this
Milly
report...
Odhiambo, do you want to be informed?
No, I don't want to be informed.
Honorable Milly
Mr. Speaker,
information.
as you can see, Mr. Speaker, I am a lawyer with a master's from New York University. There is nothing you can inform me. I'm fairly intelligent and knowledgeable on issues of governance and corruption. And then I'm a ranking member, so I have a history of this Parliament. I can teach you and educate you about things that have gone on and things that are... We are promoting Kitenge. And Honorable Babu Owino has not come wearing a Kitenge suit. Why is he being given a chance to speak on Kitenge? And we are promoting Kitenge. He's wearing a suit from the US. When we are promoting local products, Madam Speaker, give only men who are promoting the local products, not the men who are promoting things from abroad.
Be Speaker, niko na box ambayo ni Kitenge. Siwezi onyesha hapa jamani.
Mr. Speaker, you cannot call me a guy. I am straight. I have nothing against LGBTQI, but I am very straight. My husband is a man and I'm a woman. Don't call me a guy, please.
All right, I apologize.
I want to warn the men who are targeting national leaders with sex shaming, like the one we have seen of late. If we cannot protect women at the local level, and we are trying to, and us as women leaders, we are being targeted. And we want to be quiet because of 1, 2, 3 reasons. And please excuse me as women, because I know we had agreed that we will not talk about this. But blanket or no blanket, I will talk because I'm very offended. We cannot be treating women like trash. We cannot be treating women like rubbish. We cannot be treating women like they are the ones who came up with sex, like they are the ones who invented sex. And I want to tell women who are shaming and victimizing another woman who is already a victim, and you are trying to victimize and taking a moral high ground. Shame on you. Shame on you. I have seen one of my friends going and saying, because you have children, don't do this. Who told you that a woman posted photos of herself? You come here, post photos. Who hasn't had sex? Even I have had sex. Otherwise, why is my name Mrs. Mabona? But you cannot use, even today I've had. What is the big deal if I've had? And if you think there's a problem, report to the nearest police or report me to God. But what I want to say is in this country, this must stop. This nonsense must stop. And the DCI must follow those, I don't even know what name to call them. I don't want to be abusive. But the DCI must follow those guys. Every time, there are so many women who have been followed. And every time you are being told, just keep quiet, otherwise you will not get a blanket. Blanket or not blanket, amen. I am going to say it. You are not going to harass women. I don't care whether you are in UDA. I don't care whether you are in ODM. When it is an issue of women, my party becomes a woman. When it's an issue of women, my party becomes a woman. Because what is done to another woman will be done to me. And Madam Speaker, the issue of morality is a very personal issue. Whether somebody decides they want to get out of their marriage, we are all answerable to God. So let us not bring issues of somebody to ourselves. Let that be our own issue. But what somebody has done in her privacy, why are you bringing for us here in public? I'm sure even if we asked them, if we were to take videos of Ichungwa yesterday, we might also see new styles that we didn't see in the other videos. If you were to show the other men who are here doing their own things. Why are we making it a women issue like we are the one who created sex in this country? Honestly, I was so offended I could not even stay in this house yesterday, Madam Speaker. What nonsense is this? And we are going to amend our laws. We are going to amend our laws and make stricter penalties. If we have to bring, I don't support the death penalty. I don't support the death penalty. I wish I was, but if I was, I would have actually said,
we are
bring the death.
your time by another 3 minutes.
Thank you. If I was capable, I would have actually brought the death. If I was a supporter of the death penalty, I would have actually supported the death penalty on people like that. But because I don't support the death penalty, Madam Speaker, I think we need to enhance the sentences to life for people like that. And please, if you're here and you want to, you want to stand here and give us your moral high ground. We all don't know what you do in your private lives. It's only God who knows what you do. And there are some of us who may be there, perhaps the ones who are quieter, the ones who are moral than the rest of us who are noisy. So please, and I want to urge you, behind that person you are harassing, behind that person there is a human being. You do not understand what that person is going through. I happen to know some of those people at a very close level, and their lives and their children's lives have been destroyed. At least if you are not bothered about that person, have mercy on their children, unless you are the devil incarnate. Idiots. I mean, I'm sorry, I withdraw that. I withdraw that, Madam Speaker. But it's really offensive. Why would you do that? Honestly, why would you do something like that? We are so morally bereft. You think you are better than the person that you are sharing. The fact that you can share that before people. Even if I take the photo and it is mine. Right now, if I have sex with my husband, I take a photo. There is nothing wrong. There is no law against it. The problem is you who is sharing my photo. Because I'm very sure I'm not the one who shared those photos. So why are you sharing my photo? Even in this country, the Constitution ensures the right to privacy. So please, you men here, and also let me talk to my fellow women. You have a right to relate with whoever you want with. And you have a right to have sex. But the same verse I am giving Honorable Bishop Oginde, let me read it for you. Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. Behold, I send you out as a sheep among wolves. I'm sending you as a sheep among wolves. Therefore, be as wise as serpents and as harmless as doves. Know that even if somebody is your colleague here and they are looking at you and smiling and giving you wings and kisses, that is a wolf. So be mindful about what you do or what you say. In Jesus' name I pray. My husband is Zimbabwean, and I do not have dual citizenship. And the reason I do not have dual citizenship, Madam Speaker, is because I'm still negotiating with my husband to allow me to marry a second and a third husband, like men have. And when he allows me, I will come and change the law. And if I change the law, then I will declare my dual citizenship or triple. Because these men can sit here and judge us as women and tell us to declare citizenship. Some of them are married to Ugandans, some of them are married to Eritreans, some of them are married in Somalia and Tanzania and the US. But they are not telling us to declare. We are not telling them to declare their innocence. Don't joke with us.
There be a request. Get out. You are not supposed to be here without a card. Go out. If you don't have a card, if you have no card, you have no business coming here, because unless you just want to come and sign in and behind shouting from yours. Get out. Member, Honorable Milly Odhiambo, if you want to address this chair, Honorable Milly Odhiambo, order. 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 Honorable Milly Odhiambo. Honorable Milly Odhiambo. Honorable Milly Odhiambo, I order you out of the chamber. Get out of the chamber. Standing. Standing. Sergeant at arms. Ensure that she is out of this for the balance of the day. No, members, I think if members do not want to, if you want to contribute, there's a way you must contribute. It's not, this is kindergarten stuff. Honorable Manzo.
Thank you, Mr.
And you are saying we want to encourage the local manufacturing. While you are waiting to enable our local manufacturing agencies to create those sanitary towels, will we tell our periods to stop? Our periods will not stop while you are manufacturing. Our girls will have their menses as usual, and the cost that they are used to will be higher because that will come through underground. What I am saying is, Mr. Speaker, I do not support the finance bill. And I'll give you the reasons why I don't support it. One, I don't support it because it's devoid of a strong policy underpinning. Number two, I don't support it because it's not premised on a better model, but on a beta model. The KK government told us that their things are premised on BETA. But increasingly, we are seeing it premised on BITTER, beta model. That's why I'll not support it. And Mr. Speaker, the other reason I will not support it, it's because it encourages opulence. Look at how much money I have. Look at the price of my watch. It's a 5 million watch, and I'll explain why, Mr. Speaker. So do not be in a hurry to... Are you living in utopia?
Leader,
are you living in mass?
Order.
Are you crazy? Are you mad? Are you mental?
Order,
do you need a
Milly.
mental checkup? What are these people you are calling? What were they called? Hustlers. Which else are you going to find for removing a notice off a car? 500,000 Kenya shillings. You are taking Kenyans
Milly,
crazy.
order.
Fines are to deal with people who have a penchant of breaking the law. People who believe that laws are there not to be followed.
And I will repeat, are you mental? Are you out of your mind? Think about Kenyans that you are harassing.
Order,
Which
order,
Kenyan is going to pay 500,000 Kenya shillings for removing a small piece of paper off a car?
Order,
you are
order.
very unserious.
Order, Milly. Order, Milly.
Mr. Speaker, this is in response to what you are telling me earlier in the morning when you are urging me to be a good example to the girls. The younger ones who are doing their first term, Mr. Speaker, if they are good girls, they'll never get corner office. Be as bad as Milly Odhiambo, you will be the mother of this house. I am a bad girl, and as a bad girl, I'm here serving my 4th term. So do not be cheated like the African culture where you are told have decorum, dress nicely, be kind, be nice. I'm telling you, you will go nowhere. Be a bad girl like me and you'll get somewhere. Mr. Speaker, having said that, I wish to declare my interest under the standing orders number 90, which Wamuchomba stood on, because I don't want to be declared disorderly. And that is because when you have a pecuniary or personal interest, you declare. And Mr. Speaker, I want to declare my interest as a former user of sanitary towels, and as Dynasty as a former user of diapers, and as a future user of diapers. Because as a woman, once you get menopausal, you will have leaks and you will use diapers. And Mr. Speaker, I want to say, it's not all women, so Rosa should not be worried, but there are women who get leaks. And I want to say that there are people, because we don't want to have shame over menopausal issues, we don't want shame over period. And Mr. Speaker, I am saying this because I've been sitting here today listening patiently to the men talking about sanitary towels that is in the finance bill. And they are speaking with authority. If we wanted to save money the way the finance committee has done, and want to tax anything else, go and tax men innerwears. Go and tax men innerwears. Don't speak on our issues as women. Let us be the one to speak about sanitary towels. We are the ones who know what works for us, and you are saying we want to encourage the local manufacturing. While you are waiting to enable our local manufacturing agencies to create those sanitary towels, will we tell our periods to stop? Our periods will not stop while you are manufacturing. Our girls will have their menses as usual, and the cost that they are used to will be higher because it will come through underground. What I am saying is, Mr. Speaker, I do not support the finance bill. And I'll give you the reasons why I don't support it. One, I don't support it because it's devoid of a strong policy underpinning. Number two, I don't support it because it's not premised on a better model, but on a beta model. The KK government told us that their things are premised on BETA, but increasingly we are seeing it premised on BITTER, beta model. That's why I'll not support it. And Mr. Speaker, the other reason I will not support it, it's because it encourages opulence. Look at how much money I have. Look at the price of my watch. It's a 5 million watch, and I'll explain why, Mr. Speaker. So do not be in a hurry to ask me to explain. I'm going to explain. Mr. Speaker, number one, the one I've talked about, the tax system that is devoid of a strong policy underpinning or premised on a flawed policy underpinning. I will give you the example of the eco-levy that seeks to strike a balance between the economy and ecology but fails miserably to do that. Mr. Speaker, if I give you an example, this government has actually sponsored or facilitated roads in Fangano Island and the tarmac in Rusinga Island, even though they are taking pretty long. And I want to tell you, Mr. Speaker, that if you are to use this model, the taxing model that they are saying, then it means that a contractor who is doing those roads and earning billions on those roads, Mr. Speaker, when they destroy the environment, the fishermen from Rembaringiti, Rusinga, Mfangano, and Sukuru Island, who will be making at most 1,000, will be asked to repair that person's damage through tax, forgetting the PPP principle. The person who destroys is the one who should pay that damage, not me. The fisherman of Omena making 1,000, you are expecting me to pay the tax of a person who is earning billions doing that road. I do not support this tax. Mr. Speaker, I can give you another example. Mr. Speaker, the second example I'm going to give is on the issue of the smartphones again. And I want to thank Honorable Rachel Nyamai, who actually said that one of the ladies that she's sponsoring her education, when she talked to her, the lady told her, I'm here doing TikTok. And we do not actually seem to understand how that relates to this tax. Now I'll tell how it relates to this tax. Mr. Speaker, if you are taxing digital content, Mr. Speaker, this girl has gone to town. I can tell you after this, Rachel Nyamai, myself, and others will be on TikTok. The girls will be imitating us on TikTok. And they will be making money imitating us on TikTok. And then under this tax, we are telling them we are taxing you, TikTok. Why? They are doing that because there are no jobs. They have become innovative and look for their own jobs. And after they have got their own jobs, an industry that has not solidified, like teaching, like law, we want to kill that industry that is helping our young people. That is why the Gen Zs were on the streets. And Mr. Speaker, I'm so thrilled that I was shown a photo of a young girl who looks like me, and some people were saying, Milly, we can see you are here now, you can retire. And I wish she was in my constituency, I would have retired tomorrow. And Mr. Speaker, yesterday, my own niece, who I am the one who was raised since she was in primary school, she's lived in my house. I was with her. And I tried all the means to try and divert her attention from what was going. How she managed to sneak in, and this morning she's telling me, and Mr. Speaker, before I got to what she was telling me, I told her, can I give you a lift to town? She told me, no, auntie, I cannot be associated with members of parliament. Your generation, you have messed this country. We have to fix it. Gen Z. If we do not take Tuesday, Super Tuesday, as a wake-up call as a country, I don't know what else will take up as a wake-up call as a country. And I want to tell the president, who I served with in the same committee in parliament, who was my classmate in the university, fire those guys that you have hired who are giving you economic advice. They are not helping you at all. How do you even imagine bringing something like taxing bread, even if it is as a joke? That is a joke carried too far. That is a joke carried too far. You can crack doctors elsewhere. You can find a situation where the young people have banned the country based on your joke. Try those jokes elsewhere. Because Kenyans are suffering. Kenyans are tired of being taxed. And if we cannot listen to the Kenyans who are tired of being taxed, we have no business being in this house. We must listen to the Kenyans. And I want to say that you have done well in trying to deal with some of those issues. But there are still very many that are still here, Mr. Speaker. Because we have a short time, I may not mention all of them. But I want to say, like, for instance, the eco-levy. We are talking about trying to be environmentally friendly. Yet the things that we are taxing, we are not doing exactly that, Mr. Speaker. And we are taking away jobs of young people by the tax. Look at the increase in fuel. We are taking with the right hand. We are saying we are removing the tax with the right hand and adding with the left hand. Mr. Speaker, I had a lot to say about this, but I can see my time is almost up. And what I can see on my side, they want to add me. But I want to say that because of time I may not speak, but I just want to urge the president, fire the guys who are around you, listen to Kenyans. I was speaking to some of my colleagues here. Thank goodness I've been here for a long time. I was speaking, Mr. Speaker, if you could humor me by just giving me 1 minute, and I'll conclude.
Conclude.
Thank you. I appreciate. Mr. Speaker, I was speaking to some of my colleagues here, and I will not mention their names. About 3 weeks ago, they know because I talked to them yesterday, and I was telling them,
Why are we being Parliament? 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 This is very wrong. Why are you Parliament? This is wrong.